So I repaired this lawnmower hood with bondo, and I was saying probably could do fiberglass. Well, I'm going to get my chance to use fiberglass because it's got hit again, busted up. It's all busted to pieces. This here probably need bondo for this, but this part here I'm going to do right now with fiberglass. I washed it already with soap and water. Now I'm sanding it, give it a little tooth, and I'll wipe it off with something, acetone or something. I'm going to tape it together, and then I'll paint on fiberglass. Seems like I should have been able to find that piece. Had a little ridge right here, and then a long point, but I can't find it. That's the other side. It's kind of a jigsaw puzzle. This looks kind of close, but it's not. So either it got busted up into a million pieces, which is possible, or somehow or another we simply didn't get it, or maybe I'll find it later. But what I think I'll try and do, I just taped it up. I'll try and fill it with fiberglass. So I got my mat cut and laid out how I want it. I'm going to remove it. Here's my fiberglass. There's the hardener. Here's the stick. Here's a little paintbrush. I forget how much hardener to put in. This is really old fiberglass, but I guess maybe it's alright. I don't know. We'll find out. I'll probably have a big fat mess if it's not alright. Then I took about 10-15 minutes, 2 coats. Now all I gotta say is I hope it'll harden up, because it's so old. And then also when I mix my catalyst, I'm not 100% sure, and then the catalyst is old, so if it doesn't harden up, it's going to be ugly. Incidentally, these things are on eBay for $350. So this isn't a situation where I'm just doing this for academic research purposes. This is one where I really need, I really don't want to spend that kind of money to replace it. I glued that, or fiberglass. No, I think I did that one last night. Doesn't really matter. I think it was that one. But anyway, it's like doing a jigsaw puzzle. Which I guess they call it jigsaw puzzle because you cut it up with a jigsaw. So putting all these pieces back together. Took me a little while to fit all those pieces there. There's smaller pieces, and this here, that hole, that's where the thing was attached. And I think I'm going to leave it for now because I'll have to probably figure out a different way to attach the bracket, the steel bracket. Otherwise, it's going relatively well so far. Put another layer of fiberglass on this shroud, and I should have took a before picture, although there may be some, because it's just so busted up. It's kind of humorous, really, how busted up that thing was. And I glued it all together from behind, and it was still pretty kind of floppy, kind of not very strong. So I put that layer of fiberglass on. And I am doing such a cavalier job. If I filled this up to about here, and then I estimated it was 5 ounces, and then I thought I remembered that it's 30 drops to the ounce, so I put 150 drops of hardener in it. I really don't know if that's right or not. And it's not hard yet. The last one I did, it took a while to get hard. I actually think I put hardener on the top of it after a couple days later. I wish this would harden up better though, because it's in the garage and I need to move it. But I'll tell you, if you could get one of these for $100, that would be the way to go rather than repairing it the way I'm repairing it. It's a little bit crazy. I put that metal piece on. I don't think I showed that. I kind of tacked it on with epoxy the way you tack on welding to make sure it was okay in the right place and all. I still need more fiberglass. I got more busted up stuff over here. Look, it's busted all the way up to here. This is all busted. Crazy. I need to lay another whole thing of fiberglass on that side. And one on this side. It's busted all the way up to here. I think this was an earlier bust here, I think. Different bust. Where I hit it with the tractor. Poor thing. Oh, one other thing I was going to say is one reason I'm acting like this is this fiberglass really shouldn't even work at all. It's like 5 years old, and you can see it's not in this same the right container. I moved it because the old container was just ruined. It was a gallon, but it was like, I don't remember, but it was like leaking air or something. And then you can't have a screw. It had a screw lid, I remember. And you can't have a screw lid because that resin is too gummy. So I found that rubber thing, and surprisingly, that works fine. It's hard. It's good. It's not a rock hard, but it's on its way. It's well on its way. So 150 drops add to about this is the right amount. About this much, 150 drops. I think that's how much I had. Glued that, or fiberglass. No, I think I did that one last night. Doesn't really matter. I think it was that one. But anyway, it's like doing a jigsaw puzzle. Which I guess they call it jigsaw puzzle because you cut it up with the jigsaw. So putting all these pieces back together. Took me a little while to fit all those pieces there. There's smaller pieces, and this here, that hole, that's where the thing was attached, and I think I'm going to leave it for now because I'll have to probably figure out a different way to attach the bracket, the steel bracket. Otherwise, it's going relatively well so far. So this is almost ready to install, but I wanted to fix the lights. And when I bought this machine, the lights didn't work. And there's a cable missing. So this cable goes here. And then for some reason there's a intermediary cable. Goes from here to here. And it's not even the same. You can't even plug it in. But it wouldn't matter if you could because it's not long enough. So what I'm going to do, I thought about this, different ways to do it. I could just patch in a wire. But what I decide I'm going to do, I'm going to take this extension cord and I'm going to hook up this end to the power end, which would be here, and then I'm going to hook the other end to the light end. That way I can unplug it And what might be even smarter would be to put a switch on it, but it'd also be more work. Because I think the lights always come on when you start it. But what I can do if I don't want the lights to come on is just unplug it. Most of the time I can just leave it unplugged. And then just occasionally at night I want to use the lights, I'll just plug it in. That's my plan. So I think I'll leave this cord fairly long so that it can, I could set it in here somewhere out of the way, hook it, tie it to something like this, something, so that it doesn't flop around and stay, and then it's available. And when I want to use the lights, I'll just open this up and plug it in. I'm thinking too, one of the reasons this cable's missing is they had some, it would run the battery down or something. They didn't want those lights coming on. Anyway, here I go. This is the last thing, and then I'm gonna, well, I have to grind off this edge. There's some sharp, this fiberglass and the mat makes a sharp thing that'll stick you. So I'll just run that off with a oops, where is it? I solder stuff which isn't very pretty, but it's a good electrical connection and it's a good mechanical connection. I bought these and paid money for these, and they're supposed to they would make a pretty connection. I don't know why I don't use them, but I don't. Can't use stuff that costs money, I think is what the problem is. I just noticed two other cut wires. Now what could these wires have gone to? Yeah, it's so crazy when you see cut wires like that. I don't see anywhere for them to go either, unless it would be that plug back there. But everything's running, so I don't know. I'm pretty sure I found the right wires for this light, I think. It doesn't really matter which wire's hot and which wire's ground, because this is plastic. It's all plastic. There's no connection to the frame. But ideally, or the way you would do it would be this one here would be the hot, this point would be positive, and this would be the base. So I might try to hook it up that way. Although, as I say, it doesn't matter. One way too, I kind of know I've got the right wires is I already checked it when I turn this switch, so I've just checked it. There's no power. Then I turn the switch to the first position, which shows a headlight, and I'll have power. Oops. I can't see with the crap. But now I'm backwards. It's negative, so I'll turn them. Let me just turn these, and then I'll mark it. All right, so this one is red, this one's black, and then just to double check, I'll shut the switch off, and I got nothing. So this is the red. Somehow or another, I'll bend this black one back like that because I want to shut the camera off. So the red is sticking out. Red being positive, being not the ground. There's a prettier solder joint. Well, here's where I should, the final shot should be me driving around with the lights on, but I need a bulb, old-fashioned bulb like this, except only one point on it. And I don't have one, so I don't know if we'll see that ending or not. But I'm going to put this hood, I'm going to put the shroud back on. So I got this shroud pretty much done, but then these springs have been lost for a few days. Now I found them. This is how it attaches. And I'm looking at the, and I forget how it, I forget when I took it apart what they were like. But it looks like they go in this hole here. And it looks like they don't go in this side because, well, for more than one reason, but one reason is you can see this gouge right there, paint scrape, just about the right distance here, if you know what I mean. In other words, they go in from this side. Well, they won't go in normally now from this side because I put there's not enough room. You need to go straight in. You need to go straight in and then turn. Well, you can't, so in other words, now this is attached permanently. It used to be just bolted on. But I'm going to try to use a kind of a needle nose plier, welding pliers, and bend it enough. It'll bend a little bit, and see if I can get it in there. I probably won't be able to show it on the video because I'll need both hands and probably my feet. I think I got it in there using this kind of a needle nose vice grip. I think this is the way it goes because, well, it has to go. Well, no, this one could go this way. In fact, it might be wrong. This one might go over here. In fact, I think it does. Maybe they're both identical. Let me see. Let me let this go. Yeah, it looks like it's the same. So this couldn't be the same, right? Yeah, it does. It would be the same if I had this one on. But when I put it over there, it's going to be like that. Let's do it and try it. This one was harder for some reason. I had to wire that spring in a bent position and then use the pliers. Now let's go see if it'll go on. It's kind of funny how this attaches because those you might say it's not positive attachment. You might say it just those kind of, I don't even know what you would call them, bumps in the metal. Kind of just slide in like that. And then you hook the springs around that. See, they kind of slide in there. It's not real wonderful. And this hooks around this. It's easier if it's closed, maybe. You just pull it like that. And then it's more or less attached. See if this one will do it. This one seemed like it didn't really go in the... It never was real wonderful. See, it kind of jumped out a little. I gotta be careful too because this fiberglass is sharp. I might need to kind of pull that in or do something. Let's just put it on for now if we can. There. Uh-oh, it's not sitting down. It's a little cockeyed. It's a little bit cockeyed. But that's the idea. this one here isn't really in here. Oh, let's see, in the spring popped off. That's another thing that happens, those springs pop off. But this one isn't quite going in there. For some reason, there's a thing on the bottom. I think I see the new work on it. Well, that's probably how it's going to be. One thing, there's a scoop. This is kind of an air intake, but I think the point of it, see, there's a scoop thing right there. The point is to keep the grass out, I think, which is admirable, you might say. So I think it'll work. I might get some green paint. John Deere green. And also, one more thing on this video, I want to get the lights working. Lights on. I have to buy bulbs. See, this bracket, this part here goes over, and that goes in. It's not really properly in, actually. But this one is. See, that one's right there. It's in the slot. This one isn't. I think maybe this needs to be bent. I think this is bent out a little, preventing it from going in. I'll mess with it later. For now, it's sitting there all right. That's it. That video is made. Cows are mooing. Is that an approval? A moo of approval?